There is violence and crime comparable to that of a war zone in the Northern Triangle as gangs battle for power. Children are extremely at risk of being forced into either gangs or sex trafficking. The U.S. State Department estimates that in 2012, gangs operating inside the Northern Triangle boasted numbers above 85,000. Guatemala and El Salvador both had their own civil wars, causing many civilian deaths. Guatemala violently fluctuated between civil and military government after a coup d'etat in 1954, initially commenced by the US CIA, until peace was resolved between guerrilla groups and now fairly peaceful government. Yet this still sparked many gangs to fight and struggle for power within the country. Today, Guatemala has a democratic republic similar to that of the United States. It could be considered more left due to more recent acts of peace. The situation was virtually the same in El Salvador, with a coup leading to a battle between military government and guerrilla groups. El Salvador is a presidential representative democratic republic. The president of El Salvador is the head of state and of government, and executive power is exercised by the government. The white stripe represented in both the Guatemalan flag and the El Salvadorian flag represents peace. Honduras had a coup d'etat in 2009 which created a way for criminal organizations to gain power within the restructured government. The interim government was cited by many international organizations for having multiple human rights violations. The Honduran coup resulted in many protesters, such as the ones pictured in this photo, protesting the injustices that they faced every day. Hillary Clinton's State Department supported the coup, though it has since been condemned. The three countries are all overrun by very powerful gangs. They control entire cities, many of which have the highest homicide rates in the world. Guatemala's homicide rate is averaged 31 people per 100,000, whereas El Salvador and Honduras are upwards of 61.7 and 67 people per 100,000. The police are also quick to use extreme violence on people they perceive to be in gangs in last-ditch efforts to clean the streets. There is also an economic depression, which for many people drives them to join gangs as a way to get protection and money. Nearly 10% of the Northern Triangle country's 30 million residents have left, mostly for the United States. In 2013, as many as 2.7 million people born in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras were living in the United States, up from an estimated 1.5 million people in 2000. The people leaving are civilians, neither part of guerrilla or military. People flee to escape the gang violence or send their kids unaccompanied in hopes for securing a better life for them.